Who would say no to like a painting vacation in Hawaii? My name is Jasper Wong, and I'm the founder and lead director of POW WOW. The artists are coming from all over the place. Like in the past years, like we've had guys come from Poland, from Germany, Australia, from South Africa, from Cambodia, from Singapore, from Japan, from China, all over America, Canada, from different countries in South America, like everywhere. Like we've probably pulled in artists from like almost every corner of the globe, pretty much. Yeah, it's like a lot of people from a lot of different places. But that's the beautiful thing, is that we all kind of share the same language. Not the spoken language, but that we all just have a love for art, and that's why we're together. I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and then I went away for college to San Francisco in the Bay Area. And when I was living there, I got the opportunity to experience just sort of how broad and how amazing sort of art was, or the art community was in the Bay Area, in San Francisco specifically. I was doing a lot of art shows. I was meeting a lot of artists, and I decided to move to Hong Kong. And when I was there, I also still wanted to continue to do art shows. So I would take my portfolio to like all the galleries. I would show them my work, and I kept getting rejected by everyone. So then, like, as a reaction to that, I started my own gallery. We found an old abandoned restaurant that was unused for about a decade. We painted the walls white. We added a door. We added windows, and we called it the gallery. And the very first show there was the very first POW WOW. And where that name came from was from comic books. POW being sort of like a punch in the face, you know, like a POW, like a Batman, you know, Adam West, like punch, like POW, and that's how I felt was the impact of art on a viewer, and then WOW was the reaction to that. But then POW WOW together was a Native American term, a gathering to celebrate culture, music, and art. And we felt, you know, that's perfect for like what we're trying to do. So we flew in a handful of artists from London, from France, from Taiwan, different places. We put up blank canvases in the gallery that we started, and we collaborated with everyone. And we opened up that process to the public as almost like an open studio, because I always felt that a lot of times the process leading to final artwork was a lot more interesting than the final artwork itself. And if people were to witness that, maybe they'd be inspired to do it themselves, maybe they'd be more interested in art. And so we opened it up. And then at the end, we destroyed a lot of artwork. The reason why we did that is because it was a reaction to the finance nature of art and how it was sold in Hong Kong. You know, the kind of people invest in art like how you would invest in wine. You would buy wine, hold on to it, and hopefully you would resell it for a profit later. But that kind of defeats the whole purpose of wine. You know, people make wine so people can drink wine, and people make art so people can enjoy art, not to put it in storage and to resell it later and hope for profits. And so I was hoping at the same time to also remind artists of just the beauty of creating. You know, like when we were kids, doing art and drawing and painting, we did it because we loved it. We did it because we enjoyed it. We didn't do it because we were trying to sell work or to make money or like make a living. So I wanted to sort of remind artists of that period. So we weren't trying to sell the work, and we weren't doing it for money. So we did it, painted it, and then we destroyed it. And a lot of those same ideals hold true now, like with the POW WOW Hawaii festivals, or what it is now, because we're doing murals. No, we can't sell the buildings. We don't. And we're not doing commission work during the festival, so none of us are like getting paid to do it. It's more for the community. And we open up the process to the public. People could come and watch people paint murals, and they can hang out there all day long if they wanted to. It's totally fine. And we try to push collaboration. We try to push people to work together. Or the fact that we're all together in one place just blocks next to each other, painting next to each other, sometimes right next to each other. And it kind of creates this sort of creative energy, and people kind of feed off that. They're inspired by that, and it makes the artist better. It inspires everyone around. So that kind of, those initial roots from Hong Kong kind of carry over to what we're doing to this day, like 7 years later. And so when we took it to Hawaii, it was our first time doing it back here in my hometown, and we weren't sure how to make it happen. Because originally after the Hong Kong one, we wanted to make it like a traveling show. We wanted to take it to different cities. But then, one of my friends convinced me to do it back home in Hawaii, and I said, okay, sure, let's make it happen. So with the lack of funding, I was given 3 options. 1, to go all the way. 2, to scale it down, make it cheaper. Or 3, to cancel it altogether. I chose the first. I just kind of decided to just go all the way, and I pulled out my credit card, and I started buying flights and paying for things, and I went into debt. But it was kind of like a risk that I wanted to take and see where it would go. And I knew that I wasn't going to make the money back, that I was just going to lose it all. But it was fine because it was a step in something that I was passionate about and I wanted to make happen. And that's how the first one in Hawaii came about. And that started with, we had 12 artists. So I grew a bit from the Hong Kong one, and we did 1 mural. And now the most recent one's we've done up to 120 artists and 70 murals over a period of a week. And it's grown to, to Long Beach, California, to Japan, to Taiwan. And we've partnered with South by Southwest to do projects in Austin, Texas. And it's growing from there. And so it's changed a lot since those first initial humble roots back in Hong Kong. We spend a lot of our time raising money so we can cover all the costs for all the artists. So we pay for the flights, or we get the flights sponsored. We pay for them, or the materials are either paid for and sponsored. The hotels are the same. So we cover all the costs for everybody. The one thing that we can't really do is pay the artists themselves, which we would love to do, but we just don't have that kind of money. But we pay for everything that they would need to sort of make it happen. We do our best to take care of them. They do an amazing mural, and people love it. The idea was to make it worldwide. and to grow it that way. But no one ever really thought that it could happen. It was kind of like always like a pipe tree. It's like, yeah, we want to like see where it can go, like it'd be huge, like it'll go all over the place. But it was like, yeah, but maybe it'll just end up being like a little art show that we do back home, you know, and maybe not. And the thing is, like, we've always kept it kind of organic and fluid, like where there was like a set 5-year plan. And it was like, we know that within 5 years we'll be here. You know, like we never thought that way. It was always like, let's just try to make things happen. And I always had the belief that no matter what, it's gonna go good. Like if we bring in that many amazing people and pull together that much creative energy, like regardless of if all the walls were destroyed, if nothing was there to paint on, just having that many people together in one place, something amazing will happen, no matter what. And so I always felt like it was kind of a foolproof plan, you know? Like worst case scenario, like no one paints or does anything, then we have this amazing event, amazing sort of vacation with friends, you know? And so that's not bad either. So I never saw it in any way that it could fail, but I think we also wanted to always make sure that everyone sort of enjoyed it here and that everyone felt like family when they were a part of it. You know, that we would come together for dinners, we'll come hang out, you know, we'll party together, we'll do things together, and everyone then became like a larger family. And I think from the process of like us thinking along those lines, where like it wasn't about, hey, let's try to make our money back, but hey, the value was like that we were going to be rich in friends and not rich in wealth, was kind of helped to grow it in a way where everyone then had wanted to support it and they wanted to grow it. And so different communities around the world then like wanted to do it on their own, and then we will come and help them make that happen. But then with those same mentalities, and then they loved it, and people then in that community wanted to support it. And it kind of grew on just the fact of everyone's, on the backs of everyone's and blood, sweat, and tears. And so it just grew to this larger family that kind of spanned the globe through just shared passion. Well, my advice is always to like take those risks and see where it can go. Like Powell wouldn't be here if I didn't take those risks too. We didn't know what we were doing in the beginning, and we learned throughout the years, and we're more than willing to share our knowledge. Because for us, it's like less about competition between festivals and different people. It's more about supporting people's goals to sort of beautify their own neighborhoods, or to sort of spread art and keeping the art alive across the world. So that's something that we believe in, and something that I support all the way.